Hi everyone, and welcome to our very first episode of Behind the Beat, the show that brings you everything behind the scenes. My name is Ere Matovo and I am your host, and today we have the legendary Vusi Leuuw, who's graced us with his presence today.
Vusi Leuuw, a trailblazer in the world of music and corporate communications. With a passion for talent and a drive for success, Vusi has made his mark as a true pioneer. From founding the iconic music festival Mushito to his expertise in talent sourcing and management for corporates, Vusi is now in corporate communications. He continues to thrive offering specialized services in talent sourcing, brand management, and more. Vusi's dedication to excellence and his unwavering passion for the arts has earned him a reputation as a trusted advisor and a visionary.
Hello Vusi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good, and you?
I'm great, thank you.
Yeah.
Firstly, I think I should say that I'm thoroughly excited that you're sitting there today. So thank you for your time and honoring our invite.
Thanks for the invitation.
Okay, so for those who don't know, I'm excited, guys. There's a reason why I'm excited, but he'll tell you in a little bit. So for those who don't know, please give us a short introduction on who Vusi is.
Okay. From a career point, Vusi, my surname is Leuuw, and I'm a music business specialist.
Mm-hmm.
Because I specialize in various areas of the music business.
Yeah.
From A&R, which is probably my core space, which is artist and repertoire, development of artists and all of that. And so marketing, music marketing, brand development, publishing, music publishing.
Yeah.
Where at times I can be an artist manager. But various aspects of the business.
So you're basically what I want to be when I grow up.
Well, yeah.
Please make room for me.
A better side that makes money.
Oh, is it?
Not the Mother Teresa. The direction.
But you can share some knowledge on that so I don't go wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, look, we all know that music is a business, and I feel like there's a lot of probably artists in the space or even recording labels that kind of miss the mark, right? We see artists come and go, and there's not really a lot that you can actually say that they've achieved. We've heard all the bad stories and whatever that exists there. But I believe that you've managed to build quite a number of reputable businesses or music brands, so to say. Would you be able to maybe give us a little bit of nuggets of wisdom or some sort of an advice of where do you start? How do you build a music business?
Okay, because I think the question is almost like two-sided.
Yeah.
There's the artist side.
Yeah.
There's the record or company. Actually, it's more than just, It can talk to different people.
Sure.
Let's say probably as a record label, if you want to be a record label, number one, it's very important to learn about the business. Where in any direction, whether you're an artist or you want to be in the music business, just like other industries where even people go to school, for that, you must learn about the industry. And not from tabloids.
Yes.
Yeah, that's not.
It's not a repeatable source.
Yeah, yeah, because they tell you one side of things, and they don't go deeper.
Yeah.
To explain.
Yeah.
To say if X and Z are equal to W. How? And why must it stay that way?
Yeah.
Or how can it be turned around?
Sure.
Is it possible or not? So I think the major part is education, and I think also today people are more privileged because there are so many areas of getting knowledge and being educated, whether through local institutions or through international institutions.
Sure.
That kind of correspondence, and reading a lot, and from a reading part, people have Google, which has so much on just one subject or one question. You have so many answers,
there's a lot of sources that will give you,
and some are proper, some are like half-baked, some are so the more you check, you learn, and you also engage with other people who are knowledgeable in the industry.
Sure.
Then you are also able to double check, almost have soundboards on what you've learned. Is it correct? Is your understanding of it correct or not? So part of the challenges in the industry, I'd say a number of people, I normally say it's blind people walking together or driving together, and one claiming that they can see, lying to the other because the other also can't see. So the other things, because they've been able to walk a certain distance without falling, that means the other one is telling the truth when they say they can see.
Sure. Absolutely.
So those are the challenges, and unfortunately some of those things have brought in a lot of controversy and putting the industry like as if it's a so-called dog eat dog, and I think because of that perception, led largely by tabloids and people who don't want to read but want to be in the industry because they want to come in for fame, and not understanding that it's a job. The difference between a accountant, a security, a nurse, and your job is maybe your job is in the public
limelight
eye, and it looks like it's nicer
because you're more celebrated, the attention is nice,
and but then some people forget that it's a job.
Sure.
I know that for example, you back in, like the older generation would, when they're going to perform, they would say Relobapala or Siodlala, or even maybe some today will still say I'm playing at, and sometimes they've made that word play to be
it's driving,
interpreted in a literal sense, as if it's a kid's place where you're going to kindergarten. You're going
to a playground.
Where
you're the most popular kid.
And when you leave the house, other people saying, I'm going to work.
Absolutely.
And you saying, I'm going to play.
No, that makes sense. I mean, look, it's very interesting that you touched on the formal education part of this, there's a lot of artists out there that are just sprouting out of everywhere. And you also mentioned something about a blind person working a certain distance and somebody feeling like that person, I want to tag along because they know, and they believe they know because at least they sprinted that 100 meters.
No, but they also lie. No, they also lie that They don't want. Another thing I think about our industry, it's also called an industry of egos. No one wants to say I don't know. Everybody wants to be like, I know. I know this and that.
I figured it out.
So, and maybe that's why the tabloid, because then people want to go onto tabloids and next thing say, I know Puffy did this.
Sure. Were you there?
Were you there? Have have you seen the papers? Because you know, especially we are in the world of contracts.
Yeah.
And because it's business.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just like in any other industry, when you get employed, there's a contract. You know, we can all be in one room working for the same company, but it doesn't mean that we've signed the same contract.
The same contract, that's true.
The terms are different.
Yeah.
And the only time you will know how different the terms are, that's why even the pay slips when they come, you know, they're not exposed, they are sealed. It's up to you whether you want to open it in front of everyone or you want to open it and leave it on top of your table, you know,
or read it at home,
or you want to go hide and maybe go to the bathroom and cry, you know, and come back,
absolutely,
you know, and start saying, okay, what can I do, you know. So there's a lot of assumptions, or people who talk from the hearsay, make it as if it's a fact.
Sure.
And so for example, it's never, you cannot, if you understand this business, you can never really comment on certain cases of people when you have not looked at the document. Absolutely. Because what somebody tells you is totally different from reality. Absolutely. And so I think part of the challenge is about the industry and all has been the fact that people maybe don't want to learn first. So you start this business, but maybe the reasons you're starting it somehow they are wrong. Yeah. You know, they are about fame, and you know, you want easy to be access. You want to go around saying to people, I own a record label. Yeah. You know? Yeah. Anybody in South Africa can register a company. And that's true. You know, and it's cheap. It's 100 and something, if I'm not mistaken. 100 or less than that, but 100 and something, course, you know? Of course. So but not every company is a business, hey? That's exactly. Yeah. You know? Yeah. So people go in with jumping into that. Yeah. And then they go in and say, well, there's Google. Yeah. I don't need a lawyer. I will go in, look for contracts, and I will use this contract. And that time they haven't read it themselves. You know? And where maybe they've read, and some in the past, they will take company A's contract. And company B's contract, and then they try to create their own contract. And if you know the truth, you're already in a mess. Already, by default. Because a contract from page 1 to page 100, if it's 100 pages, everything connects. Absolutely. Whatever clause talks to another clause. That clause might be on page 50, but it talks to a clause in page 1. You know? Yeah. So when you start changing, then already your contract is no longer in sync, and probably it's not valid. So now the part of people who are blind people walking, and the other one crying that I'm in bondage, I can't leave, is actually probably they have a null and void contract. They just don't know. Non-existent. Because they didn't read. Exactly. You know? Yeah. And because they also don't want to go to get a lawyer. Of course. Yes, we understand it's expensive. But again, you know, I think one of the challenges is, especially with artists, they want to be paid, but they don't want to pay for other people's services. Yeah. They want it to be charity. Yeah. But when you say to them, come and do real charity at some orphanage, they'll be like, what do you take me for? Absolutely. You know? Absolutely. I mean, this is a job. Yeah. I'm not. So those are the part of the challenges that need anyone who wants to start in the industry. Yeah. Whether as an artist. Yeah. Or as a manager. Yeah. Okay. Again, I don't know if we have managers in South Africa and how many. I doubt. Versus booking agencies. Yes. And it's. I think when you sit where some of us sit. Yeah. you look at it and say, there's unemployment in the country.
Yeah.
So maybe we mustn't be too hard. But at the same time, at what cost? Because we're messing up the industry.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
You have everybody calling themselves managers, and some are so arrogant.
Oh, no,
and have so much ego that even when they answer a phone call, you already say, okay, you know what? Maybe the talent is great, the artist.
Yeah.
But
this guy,
I'm not
dealing with this. I'm not dealing with this.
This kind of attitude from the word go. You know?
Some don't even respond. They don't respond. If they don't know you,
exactly,
they don't respond. But how are you going to get business?
You know? So it's those are the things that people don't want to understand, that there's so many fly-by-nights who they say what, fake it till you make it, you know. That so you have people who claim to be managers, but they don't know, but they also don't want to show that they don't know, and that's when they become arrogant, and it's about the fame, it's about like a kasi, and
you know, it's terribly frustrating for C, because, you know, and again, I think it goes back to the formal education that you said. Not even formal, just education, even the most basic of it, you know. Even just sitting with the likes of you amongst others to say, okay, how do you help me walk this path, because I need to understand more. It feels like I just wake up one day. You mentioned unemployment again. Like, maybe I could just be this, because I know 4 or 5 places I will get my artist bookings. Okay, great. I'm an artist manager, right? And these artists as well, because maybe the education level is not there in that manner, then they also allow them to say, oh, I have an artist I have a manager now. What does your manager do for you?
To plan mice.
You know, literally, it's horribly frustrating. But how do we end this cycle? When do we get them to understand that there's more to music than you just having the talent? You might be absolutely talented beyond reasonable doubt. Everybody might want to work with you, but where are your structures, you know? And how do we make sure that in us working with you, we are building a sustainable brand? Because it is pointless for you to just sing, we upload your music somewhere, or you've signed a contract somewhere, right? Your music is going, and tomorrow you have no money.
And short term, Look, what I always say to people is, you may think it's difficult to enter the music industry, especially as an artist, having a demo, all right? But you must know that actually the most difficult part of the industry is trying to re-enter the industry. Once you have it all, and you say you're famous, you've got hits and all, when you go down, very few come back. If any. And then that's where we have the mental health issues and other challenges, because now you used to say Ankibeli takes. And now you can no longer afford a car. And all the fans, actually not fans, I must respect fans. The so-called friends, you know,
associates.
No, they call them friends at that time. You know, who become manager, advisor. They become the know-it-alls of the industry when they don't even know the industry. You know, they know it from tabloid or hearsay. They are now the advisors. When you no longer have money, then maybe you start going to I blew it. Because at least they give
now they're all gone.
They give you the last money for appearing there.
Oh dear.
That at least will make you remember that, how it feels to
I once had.
Then it goes after that. But nobody wants to talk to you after that. So you have challenges because you used to stay in Santin at a flat, you know. Now you have to go back home. You know, the people that you didn't have time for.
The people you forgot.
Now you have to come back and be with them. And, you know, the only way probably you survive is being a storyteller.
That's painful.
Sure. And maybe you wake up the next day, you try. My stories.
And now they're all enemies as well.
And I've seen them, some of the guys. It becomes about beer now, like alcohol.
It's an escape. It's an escape.
Yeah.
You need to find an out of this. I mean, Vusi, you've been here for, I don't know how long. And here, I mean, the industry in particular, right?
Yeah.
And I think you have seen it all. You've seen the rises, the falls. Like you said, the incline is difficult, if even it is possible. So how do we find a way to manage this? I don't want to call it a crisis, but it feels like it's a crisis.
No,
I mean,
it is a crisis.
if today you have I mean, back in the day when a person told you I don't have matric, it was kind of normal, you know. We kind of,
Based off other
society,
challenges as well that were there
society
in the past.
accepted it. At this day and age, if you are 19 or 18 and you tell me you're a high school dropout, I don't understand, right?
Yeah.
And you're relying on music. The space, yes, is oversaturated, right? But it doesn't mean that you can't make it. But what makes you unique? What makes you so bold that you say, I will drop absolutely everything because I know that this is where I'm going to make it? Is the hunger even there? Like you said, some do it just for fame. So how...
Actually,
majority do it for fame. And then the money maybe is just there because it's nice. Because like you said, you have friends... You know, they help you out. Some even give you stuff because, I mean, look, for me to be with this guy, hey, come, I bought some drinks, let's chill, let's do whatever. And you don't even realize that you actually have nothing at that time. So how do we curb this crisis? How do we avoid it? How do we get entertainers to understand that it's not just a matter of having a mic and a computer at home and dropping music and people dancing to it? There's more. You need to be a sustainable business. You need to be a brand for your career to have some form of longevity, right? And for you to actually make something sustainable out of it.
It is about people first understanding that this is a business.
Yeah.
And respecting.
Yeah.
You know, they say respect your work. You know, first. Before other people can respect your work.
Absolutely.
Because if you respect your work, then people will look at you, how you treat yourself, how you treat your work, and give you the same respect
back.
And if they're not giving you the same respect back when you demand it, you can justify why. And when they look at it and they say, actually, you're
it's
right,
worth it.
Sorry. You know.
Yeah.
So it starts there. And secondly is, you know, like the part of the reason why the music industry is suffering a lot is even our education system, you know, that whole 30% or 33% pass rate when you'll be unemployed, when there's people with matric and degrees who are unemployed, you know, it creates this influx of a lot of especially young people who are unemployable. You know? And because the music industry then doesn't say what qualification do you have, everybody feels like that's where I'm gonna go.
Sure.
If not crime.
Sure.
All right.
Yeah.
And so we are happy to bring those people in to assist the government and us having less criminals, you know, but sometimes we end up with more criminals as well because it becomes scamming and all of those things.
Sure. White collar crimes.
Yeah. You know? So, you know, in other countries, when you come into the industry, there's different organizations and unions where you have to be a member of. Yes. You know?
Yes.
Even for example, you cannot go to, for example, to the UK or the US to say I'm going to perform without getting permission and the union there. You know? You explaining why you're coming there and stuff like that, you know, or the promoter justifying the booking of you coming, you know. But in South Africa, anyone can come in and out, perform, stay here, perform, you know. They're not, you know,
record, make money,
you know. So we do have some organizations like the South African Music Industry Council, SAMIC, but we also have a lot of other organizations that are also conducting workshops, you know. But the majority of the people who attend workshops are the people who may have the love for the music, but they're not going to be there for long.
Mm.
And those with the talent,
they don't bother.
They want to come. Yeah.
They know. Because they know.
Yeah, and they know. And the problem is, it's only 3 years, 5 years down the line that they say, I didn't know. Or, this industry, companies rob people.
Yeah. Yeah.
When that's not the truth.
Yeah.
And I always say to people, as you come into the industry, when you get a contract, why not go to the newspaper and say, I can't afford a lawyer. You guys have lawyers that you're paying every month. As an artist, young up and coming artist, so that I'm not exploited and all.
Yeah.
I can't afford a lawyer. Can you please ask your lawyer
to go through it?
Rather than signing a contract now, and 2 years, 3 years down the line, when you go to the newspaper and you say, I've been robbed. I mean,
look, I
think that's one of the things that can help change.
Yeah.
Our people.
Yeah.
To say, newspapers, they know.
Yeah.
They make money out of you.
They're just ready to write because they need to sell.
They will never write about my side of the story.
Yes.
Because they know that it will have some facts.
Absolutely.
But your side, it's the pity side.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
And our country strive
they love
on
those.
On those.
Oh, no, they do. They do.
Yeah, that's why we never read about a black scientist and,
And that's why the growth is limited as well.
And we don't see a lot of... Here, recently, there's a 23-year-old young lady who just qualified at UJ as a doctor.
Sure.
How many magazines, newspapers have put that out there so that we see that, black child is...
There's actually
achievable.
Great things that we do. They never really make it to mainstream media.
Exactly.
Even if they do, nobody cares. It's just one of those that will be brushed off to the side, and we move on to the much more juicy story that's more scandalous.
Yeah. So so it's part of the society.
Sure.
That we live in.
Yeah.
How it's structured.
Yeah.
It's part of. I know other people like talking about systems.
Yeah.
It's part of the system.
Yeah.
Somehow.
The ones that...
yes.
They keep us,
Yeah. Even that whole 30% pass rate, knowing that that child is going to be more frustrated for life unless they go back and rewrite or they go get a skill.
Yeah.
And that you also promote and say, this is great.
Yeah.
You get the success from there. If it's a plumber, you show us plumbers that are making money, and not like when people think being a plumber or a builder, they think you're always dirty, you're not making money.
Yeah, absolutely.
So absolutely. And that's why kids would never want to
be a plumber,
go that side. Exactly, because the image is different. They don't think plumbers can wear Gucci. When probably more plumbers can afford Gucci.
That's true.
Because they are forever being called.
Yeah.
So the industry is really about platforms like these, where there's a bit of engagement and communication, and I think the era of podcasts somewhere as well. And not only podcasts, but the media platforms that we have today, somehow it allows, it's just again there, you have more of empty teens making noise.
Yes.
On those platforms.
Sensationalism.
And people who claim they are the best in the industry. Yeah. And it's like, that's nice, interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder where do we fit in that?
It's that ego thing again, right?
Exactly, and that ego and and wanting to be seen as the most knowledgeable.
Sure.
I learn every day. I'm still learning.
Yeah.
Every day. I still look forward to learning. I follow so many, like for example on your Instagram, people will say, to show that you are the real ish, you must have almost more followers than the people that
you follow. Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
I follow. I have more followers. So
Less
I follow.
followers. Yeah.
More
than people that follow you.
So it's almost balanced.
Yeah.
But I'm following more because I'm following education somehow.
Sure. Yeah.
And perspective.
Yeah.
You know, people are doing things in different spaces, in their own spaces. I'm looking and, you know,
you're growing, you're learning.
I'm learning.
Yeah.
You know, and somewhere I look and say, yeah, is that, you know, because again, the advantage is you follow different people who specialize on the same subject.
Yeah.
And you are then able to compare.
Sure.
What is this one saying?
Yeah.
What is that one saying?
Yeah.
Who's more knowledgeable? You know?
Yeah.
And you know, but basically you keep on building yourself.
Absolutely.
So the industry needs more of people. Actually, today as an artist in the world, it needs artists that understand that they are a business. Artists who have a manager, not because they don't know how to manage themselves and what management is, but it's because they understand that you delegate.
Yes.
You know, because the same way whoever that may be owning a major company, not even record company, any company, they will have employees.
Yes.
It's because not that they don't know how the finance department works and it should be working. They know, but they understand that they're not an octopus, so they're not gonna be everywhere.
Absolutely.
You know, but when a finance person comes and present on the status of the company, they know what to ask.
Absolutely.
You know,
yes,
and they wouldn't, even if they're not accountants, you may not necessarily lie to them and think you're gonna get away with it. You know, they will still say, take that report and look at it in their own spare time. If there's something that they don't understand, they will either ask the same person or they'll go to somebody outside and say, is this making sense? You know, the same thing as marketing. They will have a marketer. You know, now.
You do everything.
You know, you can't try to be everything, but you need to understand each side, how it works, so that when somebody says, or even when you have an idea or a dream of achieving something, you know, you know what is possible and what may not be possible.
Absolutely.
You know, if somebody says it's achievable, if they're just doing to impress you and to buy time so that you keep on paying them, then you'll know that no, young shy, you know. So the knowledge, that knowledge from every side is still important.
Absolutely.
Like, trust me, I come across talent, and they're coming with somebody who's said to be their manager. I end up teaching both of them. To say, but that's not how it works. Actually, this is what you're supposed to be doing, and that. And unfortunately, sometimes it becomes like, are you embarrassing the manager? No,
it's not even that.
Actually, they are getting lost, both of them. But at the same time, maybe the artist needs to be aware that if you like your friend to be your manager, because the first time you were working together all the way,
they've been there.
He was your cheerleader. All right. Well, if now you want to put your cheerleader as your business person, understand that if they don't understand things, you need to tell them, dude, while I'm going to rehearsal, you're going to learn about this business, so that when we come together, as we go forward, you doing your part as much as I'll be doing my part.
So they need to have the interest to empower themselves.
Because again, that too blind. Right? If I go to rehearsal and I come back thinking you would understand what I was doing and you're gonna sell it nicely, or you'll protect my rights, and next thing you say, sure, let's go, boy, and next thing you've signed me into a mess. all because you wanted to be seen associated with certain faces.
Absolutely.
And you compromised me.
Yeah. Then
you know.
So on the knowledge part of things, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you mentioned quite a number of things that I'd really like us
and
to
I'm
highlight.
sorry that the subject is so, but yeah.
It's quite, but you see, the thing is, everything that you're saying is very relevant, right? And it is necessary for people to understand. You mentioned booking agents calling themselves managers, right?
Yeah.
Then there's
but also
lessons that need to be
actually
learned
we're
there.
also giving respect to calling them booking agents.
Yeah.
They are actually like receptionists. They take a call. Actually, let's also respect the receptionist. It's people who thought what the receptionist is, and
they're calendar managers.
But look, even calendar messenger, like, you know, receptionists, some have learned this thing. You know, it's a, you know, they understand it.
Scheduling people.
No, even those, they understand that when you pick up a call, before anything, just that hello. Are you gonna say hi?
Yeah.
Are you gonna say yeah?
Yeah.
Or voila?
Sure.
You know? And I don't care how big your artist is.
Yeah.
But if you don't understand that, if you are full of ego, and here's another fact.
Yeah.
The same way as if I can't afford your artist, I'll go to another artist. The same way as when your artist is not available, I'll go to another artist. You need to understand. The same way you push your ego as if with my money that I want to spend on someone to come and perform or do something or to get into a certain deal, endorsement or what, you know,
even features,
all of that, you know, the attitude of the first point of contact is so important as well.
Which would be the manager in this in this regard.
Manager, yeah. But maybe we've got more about manager than manager.
Than managers.
Yes. So and I'm not being, but somehow the truth has to come to be there and be told. Yeah. So that the real people can get their space, and we have real managers. I mean, there's people that I respect in the game, even some who I knew, who are really actually putting the effort and understand that the task they have. Yeah. And I think you can also see with their artists, you know, the artists are all really growing. Yeah. Because part of the task of a manager, like any business manager and CEO of a business, they look at how do we take this business and grow it. You know, I mean, you can start a company in Soweto, but it could end up having customers throughout the whole of South Africa, throughout the whole of the continent, throughout globally. You know, it becomes a vision, and that's how important that part of somebody who's called a manager is. You know,
absolutely.
And the people who just because he scheme, then you've given me the right. My number is the one that is out there. And Nabantwana, they know. Manager.
That's the guy. Yeah.
How much? Manager.
But Vusi, wouldn't you say then it goes back to another point you touched earlier, saying that, okay, not that they don't want to pay, maybe they can't pay, you know, the favors, the freebies, you're good to know, but when I scheme, like, you know my pocket, you know how it's going, please can you just manage my bookings or do whatever. I feel like there's also that no corner from the get-go, yeah, but then yes, the artist probably doesn't really understand what that role is, right? Because for them it's just date keeping. I think, lack of a better word, let's call it date keeping. They are date keeping, they're just making sure that I'm here at that time and whatever. And I feel like because of that, when it's a friend, when it's a relative, when it's a this, there's also a a line there that is always crossed, you know, whether it's the artist not respecting the manager, or whether it's the manager not respecting the artist and the business itself. And then again, lack of understanding, we go back to the knowledge. So where do we get, are there bodies maybe, like, or institutions that can offer some sort of artist managerial skills, you know?
Yeah, look, unfortunately, or not unfortunately, you know, the same way people, like I said, they want to be paid, you know, it's the same way as everyone who has a skill largely that is a business, they've gone out and paid someone to teach them.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So there are institutions. There are institutions. I'm not going to be too controversial, but but it's not even controversy. It's that part as well that, you know, another challenge is there's the academic side of things. There's the music business side of things. The fact that you have a doctorate in reading and explaining a book, when you come to this game, it's a total different game, because we're talking from action, experience. That yes, the book says that, but now this is how you do it.
Okay.
How you, you know, these are the solutions now from a reality point. And most of the material would be from a Eurocentric point. Or the US. Now we are in South Africa. I'm not gonna even say we are in Africa. We're in South Africa. You know? That look at it differently. You know? You know, and the same thing as the artists that read tabloids as the varsity or academic institution. Then they tell you about in America artists are paid better. Then no problem, my dude. What's the size of South Africa? What's the size of America? When an artist in America is signed, just as an American artist, not even doing well outside America. We're not even talking North America. We're talking just America, the USA. It's almost the size of Africa. Then when you want to tell us about checks and music video budgets, for South Africa. And then you want to say, nah, people are playing games. Maybe you don't understand. Once you understand, because even from a business point, if you don't understand those dynamics from a financial point, you're going to be broke. You're going to have R1 million. Your R1 million will be gone. Why? Because when you want to shoot a music video that is worth 500,000 because you want to post and you only have 3 channels that are going to play it and not all the time, and because Puffy or whoever or Drake has spent 500,000 US dollars for a video that's going to be played globally. You know, when I want to take they say, I mean, he spent $500,000. I'll spend 500,000 rands. I'm Drake. We are equal. We are 500. Let's not call the dollar and the R, because
just 500.
It changes the status, but it's 500. That means I mean business. I'm gonna be like Drake.
Again, maybe we're in it for the fame or the hype.
You know? So it's all those understandings, those dynamics, and where people do things for people. You know, one of the biggest challenges that I have as well is you know, it's great when we do things from an image, because part of the music industry, it's about the image and all right? But it becomes sad when some people, young artists, they think that when you come into the music business, if you don't wear a Louis Vuitton or Gucci, it becomes worse when it's a fake. You know, that means you are in. you know,
Yeah.
and then you want to compare yourself with some people who have already made it, who have a catalog, all right, that royalty-wise is giving them money,
Sure.
okay,
Yeah.
but because of their catalog and their success, their booking fees are at another level. So if somebody walks into Gucci and they spend whatever 50,000 on a belt, and then now so Filaguti with that, that's why you're pushing for an advance, because
So you can buy a Gucci
and
belt.
it's colored,
Eish.
you know, because I don't know why, again, people need to understand these words. Advance is colored,
It's a debt.
you know. So, and how you spend it tomorrow, you can't start saying
Absolutely.
no, but you know. So I'm just saying that those are part of the challenges where
Yeah.
people are expecting that, they think that the music industry is about advances, all right, that if you really believe in me, you'll show by, you know, you'll show by getting me a car, you'll show by putting me in a townhouse in Santin,
Yes.
move me from Ekasi because ngathi angikho real, angakangeni if ngisasekasi back, you
Need to
know.
arrive.
Yes, then later when the company says,
But
you owe us so much, this is what, yes, the contract says this, we've spent so much, we have not yet recouped, so you cannot just walk.
sure.
Then you
Go
say
to tabloids.
baqalile. Bayasirobha.
Here we go again.
We are victims.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
And I always say, and I'm gonna be, look, I'm not controversial, but it's these are realities.
Yeah.
I think the worst exploiters are artists.
Wow. I mean, look, with everything that you've said,
Check
right
how
now, I
much they
believe
pay
it.
their dancers.
And-
Let's not talk about what after I've spent 100,000
Yeah.
minimum.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
They still think I'm not worth getting any returns on that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's start. How much are they paying their band members? So
They're
somebody,
producers.
yeah,
They're DJs.
do they remember that?
Do they even get paid?
Do they remember actually that they must pay producers? I don't know. So for me, with what I've been through,
Yeah.
I believe if the music industry is as exploitative, the number one exploiters are artists.
They're the artists.
Yeah.
They're the artists. So it's a very selfish game. I mean, look, and I won't deny that. I've experienced it personally.
Askisti.
I've experienced it where everybody needs to pull through, but the artist is the one that just shows up. And I'm like,
therapist.
please, can you help? Mental health, man. We've spoken
But it's
about
serious,
this.
though. In
but
the
it's,
music industry, mental health is serious.
it's really painful, and I feel like the sad part is it. Some people are damaged beyond repair, unfortunately, and it's usually the foot soldiers. You know, the engine that's running.
Yeah.
The body of the car looks great, but if the entire engine is working on overdrive and people are just not getting the credit they deserve, and I feel like that's a conversation for another day. You know, giving people credit.
Can
you
I
know?
tell you something?
Yes, please.
Nice. And I'm above that.
Yeah.
In everything I've done,
Yeah.
maybe one or two artists have said that's the guy who made it.
No.
They've won awards. They will thank their girlfriends and everybody else. And that's why I never talk about.
No.
I never talk about what I've done per se, because it's like, yeah, I did that. That was another part.
Yeah.
I've done more.
Yeah.
You know, there's
Yeah.
more, and I move on, and I don't make everybody else suffer, because if I was to take my experiences of exploitation by artists, I would not be still in this business. It doesn't make sense.
Jeez, man.
But unfortunately, you know, we can't paint everybody with the same brush.
Yeah.
As much as, you know, sometimes people would say, I'm a taxi driver, fan.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter whether they are in Cape Town, Limpopo.
Yeah.
You know? Unfortunately, I'm an artist in our fan. 90%.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's all about them, they when they still need you, they will wake up, they'll be here 6 a.m. while you're still sleeping. No, and it's not for me. Né?
Yeah.
I see this happening to other people, you know, where I see you've been there for an artist. You like compromise your family, everything. The little that you have, you share with this person. They really don't have anything really.
Yep.
All right?
Yep.
This is the same person. When you've helped them to get their dreams and to get to places, all right? They can't even come to your house, even if they are next door, just to say hi, how are you? But before, even your family would be saying, but we need space. I mean, this person 6 a.m. at the gate. We think it's something important. Is this person?
Yeah.
They coming to you. We must wake you up.
Yeah.
Now, trust me.
Yeah.
There's people everywhere.
Yeah.
Sadly.
Yeah.
Who played a role in helping some artist somewhere. Who today that artist can be back at home, but they will only hear that he was around or she was around.
Sure.
And for me, it's like, be human at least. Because on the other hand, when you die, your family will be left with the people in that community.
Absolutely.
Not us who met you here in Joburg.
In the streets.
And and if I'm busy, I might not go to your funeral.
Yeah.
And these days, because everybody wants to be at a funeral of so-called celebrity, some of us don't even go.
Yeah.
Or we go to your house if we have and say, pass our condolences.
Absolutely.
But we're not even gonna go to your funeral.
Absolutely.
Because we're not going to a Durban July.
Yeah. Wow. Like, look, I think one that beats me, to add on what you said, is when you meet while they're at work. Right? And it's sure. Hold up.
Like.
Excuse me. Or they treat you like a fan, you know, and you're not a fan. You're greeting your brother or your sister or the person that you've been with from the beginning. But like I said, Vusi, like, I feel like we need 10 episodes with you.
No, must definitely. Yeah.
But this has been really, really insightful. It's been great. I feel like there's so much that you've shared that for artists, for businesses, for managers, for probably even fans as well, you know, it can never be enough time, you know.
No, most definitely, because there's a lot of issues.
Yeah.
You know? But I think just to help people, we say, because we're trying not to attack this from an academic way. Yeah. You know, but talk from it, because it is partly general, because we are people as we walk in this business. But to say, look, first, if you're starting a record company, that's great. We need more record companies. We need more independence, because it also becomes part of job creation.
Absolutely.
But also, especially from black people's side, we start owning what is ours, you know, more than the crumbs, which is what especially people in the past and some of us were getting the crumbs and seeing people fighting for the crumbs when the real money is sitting somewhere else.
Sure.
So changing the game is part of that. And I mean, we appreciate a lot of what even the current artists, you know, every generation is revolutionary.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They change things.
Yeah.
But let people go in and learn, and be professional about it. Understand that this is a business. It can take you very far, you know, if you treat it with respect, if you gain more knowledge and keep learning, you know, the same way as even CEOs still go on some CEO courses. Even the CEO of Discovery or the owner of Discovery, he will still be able to call it somebody and say, I want you to teach me on this subject. Now, today we've got social media. You know, a CEO of Discovery who might be 70, he understands that social media is important for their business in the new times. You know, but he's not gonna say, "I'm not gonna learn about it because I've employed someone." No, he might not make it in public. But he's gonna say, "Find me the best lecturer on this subject." You know, I want them to come and teach, because they can afford. They can have private classes and say, I want them to come and teach me about this so that I understand it. I'm not going to be doing it, but I need to understand it, and I need to understand how it impacts my business. You know, so today it's not just about nyatrenda. You know, what does that mean? Do you understand that there's algorithms? You know, today we use, I don't necessarily have to go to the streets to find an artist. I've got equipment that I have where I go into my computer. If I pick up a name or if I pick up your song on Spotify or Apple, I take your name, I put your Instagram handle, and it gives me, it tells me about you, your song, throughout the whole world. I can tell you that your song is playing, let's say, for example, at Pi Radio in the UK. So by the time I'm coming to you, I know more about your song and about you. So when you're going to come to me and say, I've got 50,000 streams, it's like, okay, sure, but you know.
There's more to it than just that.
Because another thing for South Africans, look at Nigerian artists. An up-and-coming artist in Nigeria, they might at least have 100,000 followers on social media, one social media. Streams, almost close to 1 million. All right? That's why you'll see maybe Nigerian artists, when even they get signed, it's real money, it's real deal, okay? Because they understand the numbers. Their country's got a population, they understand. In South Africa, you have somebody with 1,000 followers, or 500, or 20,000, and they think they deserve to be signed. They don't. Today we're looking at the business. I've got artists in Nigeria. I'll rather sign a Nigerian artist who's got 100,000 followers. He's still looking, he's got a demo, he's trying to say, please, can you sign me? Then you, who with 20,000, you think you are a blessing to me.
Well, they've got 20 million TikTok video remakes.
But you understand those things, so it's important for the artist to understand. There's a kid that I signed yesterday. She's 17. She's got 300,000 Spotify streams, over 300,000 Spotify streams. All right, and these are not somebody paid to push the numbers. No.
Organic.
Organic. All right. So the world, the business is so competitive, you know, that you also need to understand, let's call it part of the blessings. And that's why you need to respect your work, this game, that the fact that ekas lakho or abangani bakho but you figile. From a business point, we sit and we say,
numbers don't align.
Is this an overnight success or not? If you're a one-hit wonder, I will know you're a one-hit wonder. And if I'm signing you as a one-hit wonder, I mean, I know we're doing this song. There's no future for us. You know? And I'm not going to have problems. I know you've got this one song. And after that, it's bye. The sad part is if you don't want to understand that, and then you allow the ego, because then when you fall, the fall is when that song drops, its time is over. Then you still want John to vulgate for you.
Well, I feel like the focus is also quite misaligned. to put it in a simpler way. And I'll tell you why I'm saying that. I've come across an artist that was like, listen, I've got so many million TikTok videos made with my track, and I've got this. And I did ask, what's your streaming looking like, right? I didn't get an answer, because clearly it didn't really matter. But they came on a level that, but I am here. I've got an amazing studio, fully equipped. We've got this, we've got that. Please, I just want to feature with an artist that I was actually working with at the time. And I listened to the track that was so great. Right?
Shame.
Really,
it's another challenge.
You know what I'm saying?
We are not humble enough to say, maybe I think it's great.
Right.
But maybe not.
Maybe it's not.
Like, I'm not saying I'm perfect, but what people sometimes maybe don't know. I started as an artist. I used to do demos. Actually.
You did?
Yeah.
Where can we find that?
A friend of mine that we're production team together is a guy called Jakes Mjalifa Tebe. He's behind platinum albums like Yontando, Zahara, you know, very quiet guy as well. Yeah, doing a whole lot of other things. But between me and him, we had big like songs that as demos at that time. One of our artists was stolen by one of the big artists that I'm not gonna say when we were still coming up. You know, you have this you've worked and you have this first product, and next thing your artist is stolen. It's gone. You are not known. It's going to the person who's, you know. But we still, I think I became maybe a little bit honest about myself. To say I'm not as great as him when it comes to maybe production. But so I went into the business side of things. He went into the production side of things, but we still work together. And that's so part of my little contribution that I've done in this industry. It's also because I come from an artist side. You know, and I was blessed as well to have the marketing, having the vision and understanding what needs to be done.
Absolutely.
From production all the way out. Because for me, everything I did one man.
So it's easy for you to navigate in whatever.
You know, everything I did one man. Whether you're talking TKZ, Mendoza, from when I'm done with the producer, after giving the producer what needs to be done. I go to the streets myself. I don't hand over to somebody else, you know. So I was blessed with that, you know. But how many artists are willing to say, you know, I might have the best equipment because I can afford it, all right? But I'm not necessarily maybe the best producer. So that honesty has killed a lot of people and artists or potential career people in the business because everybody wants to be the star.
Sure. Absolutely. Wow. I couldn't think of a better way to actually close it. But Vusi, thank you. Thank you for your time again. I think I've been saying this since you arrived.
Thank you for you guys inviting me.
Of course.
To say the little that I know.
Wow, that little is a whole lot. But guys, we've come to the end of another episode of Behind the Beat. My name is Eda Matobo. Please don't forget to subscribe. If you have any questions regarding this podcast, please leave it on the comments below. And do follow us on all our social media platforms. All the information is on your screen. Vusi, where do people find you? How do people find you? In
various ways, but maybe I look at my DMs as well, so because I'm not famous. So at Leuuw, Instagram will be at Leuuw Vusi. People can DM me there.
Okay.
That's the quickest and easiest.
Sure.
Yeah, because from there, if I want to listen, I then share my WhatsApp number because I prefer WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Because I'm always on moving.
Yeah.
Compared to a
emails and the works.
Yeah, because that means I must sit and try and listen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there. Alrighty. And besides that, we do consulting.
Okay.
Music business consulting, 360.
All right.
So they can contact us through you.
Okay. Oh, there you go. I think I just got myself another job. Alrighty, guys. See you soon and take care.